So the last episode of the series Obi-Wan Kenobi has officially released, and I won't lie, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. This is going to be a review overall of the entire show, so let's just get into it. Now, I have not done a review on a TV show or a movie or anything like that, and it's just because, yes, I've always wanted to do stuff like this, but the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is something that I have been looking forward to for years, ever since they announced the anthology films like Rogue One, Han Solo, A Star Wars Story and whatnot. I kind of always wanted a Kenobi series or show or movie to happen, and we always thought that was going to happen. The fandom wanted it, and we got it, and it's now out. It's all there, all 6 episodes are now out. What did I think of the show overall? I thought this show overall was very enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's the best thing that they've done. I would have loved it if it was, but unfortunately that is not the case. But it is still a solid show, worthy of a future second season, or definitely more expansion on Obi-Wan during this time period. A lot of fans really want to see it, especially after the latest episode, and we'll get into that. Obviously the show starts with Obi-Wan in a very dark position. He's lost faith, he's just hiding, he's protecting Luke, he's doing what he was set out to do. Then we see the Inquisitors come around, we see the new Inquisitor Reva, who, despite, I respect the actress, she done her job, she done what she was supposed to do, and she's rightfully very proud of it, no doubt. I don't understand why a lot of people took personal hate towards her. It's not her fault. I stand with Moses Ingram. But as a Star Wars fan, I do think there was a lot of unnecessary aspects that felt forced upon us. I can understand why the show wanted to do it, but I just don't think it was warranted enough. But overall, I do think we will see Reva again. So yes, I do think we will see more of Reva. She was not killed at all, and she was left to go on her future endeavours after serving as an Inquisitor to get to Vader, to kill Vader. This was all an undercover job for her. She was only doing it to get to Darth Vader. Obviously she ends up ultimately failing, and that's that. But overall, I just felt like she was way too forced. And yes, we got a lot of Kenobi, as rightly so. And yes, we got a lot of Vader as well, I won't lie. We got good Vader in this. Disney certainly know how to handle Vader, and they've continued to do that very well in the show, I think. But it would have been nice, of course, to see a wee bit more focus on him in some episodes rather than Reva, in my opinion. But what we got, I am happy with. Obviously, the plot of the show is for Kenobi to save Princess Leia after being captured by Reva. So that's his mission throughout the show, is to save her and get her back home, whilst simultaneously being pursued by Reva and Vader. So he does successfully get Leia, and he tries to get her home. He then comes across Vader, in which case they do have their first fight. Yes, it does look fan filmy, but I think that's because we see Vader doing a lot of stuff that fan films have done. Like, a lot of fan films have portrayed Vader to be this big powerful menace, which this show does successfully, and they show that in the show. And I think a lot of people are too used to seeing it in fan films and compare it to that and associate it with that. There's a lot we see him do in this series that we haven't seen him do before in live action. We see him do a lot in fan films. I just think that's what a lot of people are thinking about, and I can see that. I can see that certainly. But it was certainly cool to officially see Vader doing a lot of stuff in live action premise. Obviously, Obi-Wan then proceeds to have Leia again stolen by the Inquisitors. She is kidnapped again, but he then goes to the Inquisitors base and saves her again. That was episode 4. Episode 4 felt like a waste, considering there were only 6 episodes. It was just a rehash of episode 2, done better, but because we'd already done it before, it was just a pain to have to watch it again. Despite there actually being some cool aspects in that particular episode, we do see Obi-Wan dressed more Jedi-esque, and he's doing a lot more cool Jedi-esque actions. There was nice moments in it, I won't deny that. And of course they do escape. However, Vader does find them and pursues them again, and Obi-Wan and Vader have their final or they have their second rematch in this final episode, in which Obi-Wan, of course, does gain the upper hand. He does beat Vader with the power of the Force. Of course, it was very well done. I actually really enjoyed the fight, the second rematch. I thought it was well done. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as the Revenge of the Sith fight. Vader is definitely conflicted in this. You see that in episode 6 when Obi-Wan slashes his mask. You see Anakin's blue eyes. So he is more Anakin than Vader, but we do see a lot of cool Vader-esque stuff, which a lot of people are happy with. The rematch, as I say, I am very happy with it. It was nice seeing Hayden in a flashback. They definitely should have utilised him more. I am hopeful that we will see more Hayden and Anakin in the Ahsoka series. I hope to God we see that, and I think we will, because that's what the fans want, and it just makes sense for that particular show, I feel, rather than to have him back as Darth Vader. But regardless, it was nice seeing him. I just wish they utilised him more rather than seeing him in one flashback in that one episode, and again under the mask in episode 6, which I thought we would see as well. Underused, should have been used, but was nice to see him when we did. I will also say that the actor, Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson, I think his name is, you know, the moment he first appeared, I'd never seen him before. The moment he first appeared in the show, I knew that was Ice Cube's son. He looks the spitting image of his dad. He looks like Ice Cube. Haja, the actor from Eternals, funny, decent in episode 2, but didn't care for him enough in the later episodes. And obviously, we also do get hints of Qui-Gon throughout the entirety of the show, and of course, we do end up seeing Qui-Gon in the last scene of the last episode. That was extremely nice, despite breaking canon, because Qui-Gon should not be able to project himself as a Force ghost. But oh well, despite that, despite what we think regarding that canonical point, every fan will love that moment. Every fan will love that moment. And obviously I want to briefly talk on Jimmy Smits. I love Jimmy Smits as an actor. He's in The West Wing as well. Obviously he's in Star Wars. That was nice seeing him again, even though we kind of knew he was going to be in it. It was just nice seeing him. You always get a thrill with Jimmy Smits on screen. So overall, with the Kenobi series, I enjoyed it. It is good. It is something I will go back to. I would give it a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. If there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like, would probably bring it to that 8.5, maybe near a 9 out of 10. So yeah, that's where I rank it. I hope, and I actually think we will see more Obi-Wan Kenobi, whether that is in the season 2, which I think is probable at this point. I think we will see Hayden portray Obi-Wan in other shows, just like how Hayden is doing Anakin on other shows. And just how we've seen Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett. I wouldn't be surprised if they started to venture out into these other shows with those characters. But I do hope we see more of Obi-Wan Kenobi in a second season. I think we will. I think the end sort of teased that with Qui-Gon returning. So yeah, let's see. Let me know what you think about the series in the comments and whatnot. I am curious to see what you think. Overall, very enjoyable. Loved seeing my favourite Star Wars character back on screen again, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I hope and I think we will see him again. So thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see if I do something like this again. Bye bye now.